Hey everyone, welcome to Zeitgeist Zealots. I'm Forrest.
I'm Major.
I'm Robbie.
Today we got a lot of topics to talk about. We're going to go over What If, new zombie episode. Then we're going to go over the Rick and Morty finale. And then we're going to talk about some video game trailers because we don't really talk about video games as much, but I think we should.
We should because we play them, right?
Yes,
we're going to talk about Spider-Man 2, the new Wolverine, the new God of War. It's going to be epic. PlayStation, if you wanted my money, touche.
Man,
well played.
It's making me want to go to the PS5 side.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
Especially because there's no point in getting a new Xbox.
Yeah, it's true. So, yeah, I'm very much.
Well, both of them are hard to find.
And wickedly expensive.
Oh, that's true.
The ones you can find, they're all just selling them at crazy prices.
Yeah. Hopefully this chip shortage is figured out. But let's go over What If.
Not going anywhere anytime soon.
Let's go over What If real quick.
Absolutely. What do you guys think? Overall impressions before we dive in.
I liked it. I liked that they used the zombie apocalypse, trope pretty well in this. I haven't read the Marvel Zombies comics, but that was obviously the inspiration for this, and I thought it was interesting. I mean, it's basically like, if these superpowered beings became zombified, they'd be very, very dangerous. Right. But yeah, I was very surprised that the women all got killed off before the guys did. So
I didn't even notice that.
I didn't even pay attention to that.
Well, I think Happy died first, then it was like Sharon, then Okoye, and then who was the other woman in the group? Might have just been those two.
What about Scarlet Witch?
Well, she was already dead when they got there.
Well, what about?
I'm talking about
zombie.
I'm talking about like the Survivor group, like the main Survivor group in the episode
of the Spider-Man side.
I thought Sharon would have been.
And Wasp,
City.
Yeah, they all died
Wasp,
before like the guys did, which was very surprising. But I think Happy was the first one to go though. I also like they had Kurt from Ant-Man.
Blam.
Who I think survived to the end, right?
Blam.
Do you remember the guy Kurt from the Ant-Man?
I think so.
He's like the Russian guy.
Yeah. So, he was also in the Suicide Squad. He played the Polka Dot Man, right?
Yep. And I think they got all the voice actors back. I think except for Peter Parker, because I'm sure Tom Holland's price tag's pretty high at this point. But I think they got everyone else back.
Pretty busy.
They had Mark Ruffalo and Evangeline Lilly and Paul Rudd, who was really funny. It made me think of
More delight, as always.
I liked how the cape sort of like flew him away. He's like, Wingardium Leviosa.
Yeah.
That was so great. Futurama.
Yeah, so that was pretty funny. I was like, yeah, you cured him, but he's just a head now. So he's like, oh, like, can he even like eat, or how's he like even sustain himself?
Yeah, he's so bored. They feed him little fish bits.
Yeah. So, but yeah, this was a pretty good, funny episode, and really bleak. The last three have just been like really bleak, because like the ending was pretty bleak. Had Thanos was zombified, and he was in Wakanda waiting for. Sort of like Dawn of the Dead. Like they think they get to refuge and they find out like it's just covered in zombies too.
Well, I think they're leading to something, and I have a hypothesis, and I'm not sure if maybe I picked it up online while I was listening to something while I was like exercising, or maybe I came up with this in a dream. I'm not sure, but I think the last episode is going to be what if the Watcher interferes?
Probably.
Right? Because like last episode I was talking about like my spidey sense went off and that he kept saying I cannot interfere, and then my wife wanted to finally get into the What If series, so we recently rewatched all of them this week, and like at the very beginning, he was like very stern. I cannot, I shall not, I will not interfere, and like I think that was like subtle foreshadowing, like coming on too strong. And I think the last episode is gonna be like, what if the Watcher does interfere?
Yeah, so, or I think it would be like a combination, like Captain Carter, Evil Strange, maybe Fury from the third episode, Star-Lord, T'Challa. Oh, first of all, let's talk about Marvel was like, you thought you had closure with T'Challa, with Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa in episode 2. Think again.
Right. Just the wording, he definitely knew he was going out.
You're not supposed to have the perfect ending.
The choice dialogue was just very good.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if like all the characters from all the What If episodes are going to like combine, and now they can use Kang now because it showed up in the MCU. So maybe there's going to be like an issue with Kang or the TVA. They're going to show up, but yeah,
maybe. But I still think
multiversal
think they're going to use a huge movie to unveil him to the world, to the public. I don't think they're going to show off Kang in an animated TV show. I think they're going to wait for a movie.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know which one that's going to be. Obviously, if you watch Shang-Chi, they're definitely planting the seeds for the next one. So what else happened?
Are they juggling too much right now? Like,
probably.
They're hinting at Secret Wars with the Skrull invasion, right?
You mean
now they've got a Secret Invasion. Yeah, excuse me. Thank you. With the Skrulls. And then they've got like King the Conqueror, the Multiverse, Scarlet Witch. That's probably going to be like half of a movie, but still, like, phases 1 through 3 were about forming the Avengers and fighting Thanos, and now there just seems to be like a whole lot more shit coming at the Avengers in the next 5 years.
Yeah, that's what Feige wants. He wants
all these different things setting up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they'll have the street level stuff like Hawkeye, and they'll have like the more cosmic stuff with
and Daredevil.
Hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, and maybe Punisher. And I guess Spider-Man's technically street level, although like he's just so popular, he's got to be in everything. So he's basically a cosmic hero now. So let's talk about everyone who survived the episode. So I guess Hulk technically survived because I think the zombie tried to bite him, but his arm went gamma, and so like the bite didn't take or didn't break his skin. So I think Hulk is still around.
Comic book logic.
So he's like, thanks, big guy.
Yeah, so he finally decides to come out. And I guess maybe Bucky's still alive because he just got thrown. He didn't get bit by anything. And if like Cap can survive a jump from an airplane into the ocean from like 500 feet up, he's probably still alive. So
yeah, I mean, he fell off of a train, off of a cliff.
Lost an arm though, but I guess he landed on his arm really hard. And then Peter, Scott Lang, and then I guess Kurt was also in the plane, and T'Challa. So I wonder if T'Challa, it reminded me of that episode of Walking Dead where the guy gets his leg cut off by the cannibals and they're eating him, and he's like, I got bit. You're eating tainted meat. Tainted meat! I
haven't seen it.
He's in The Walking Dead. Okay, well, basically the same thing happens. Like, these cannibals capture this dude, but they don't know he's been bitten, and then when he wakes up, his leg's gone, and they're eating it. And,
that spells trouble.
Yeah, so he, they reminded me of that. So I wonder if T'Challa was, like, Vision was just, like, cutting him into pieces and like, feeding him to Wanda. That's pretty dark.
Yeah.
So
super dark. Boy, what a troublesome couple this Wanda and Vision pair seems to be.
They just seem to ruin lives wherever they go.
Just
all right.
Maybe that's why she just wanted her little paradise in her town.
All right.
The only thing is she's got to mind control some people in there.
You thought Ghost Rider or Punisher was the darkest character in Marvel? Think again. Scarlet Witch and Vision.
Think again.
Take an entire.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Comparing zombies. Did you like the Marvel zombies or the recent Zack Snyder zombies more? Which one did you like more?
Probably the Marvel.
Oh yeah, where they're both kind of smart.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all right. So Doctor Strange was a zombie. Iron Man was a zombie.
Man, to have that all the zombies got to be
Wong
pretty smart.
Was a zombie. And then,
especially the spells Doctor Strange got to do.
Right.
Zombies still be able to do that.
I'm thinking about it. Expanding outside of Marvel, out of all the superheroes, who do you think is probably the worst to become a zombie?
Thor. I guess Hulk.
You think
too.
Thor?
Just because, like, he can bring down lightning and he's super strong. It's almost as strong as the Hulk.
Yeah,
so,
Ragnarok.
Yeah, he's gone up. He's gone up against Hulk.
And Hulk doesn't need a zombie virus to destroy a planet.
Pretty sure Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet is the worst to be zombified.
Oh, what did Thor say to it? He's like, well, did
I don't know, because Thanos did that anyway.
He's like, oh yeah, horribly, I won.
Well, if he makes half
or something like that,
if he makes half the zombies go away, I guess he's the good guy. But he's already zombified.
Well, let me ask you this: if Thanos is a zombie now, wouldn't, instead of reducing the population in half, wouldn't he want to double all living things for more zombies to eat stuff? Would that double the population?
This is MCU logic, where you can only help people by getting rid of half of it instead of like creating double the resources. So, they didn't even think about that.
Or what about Captain Marvel?
Oh yeah,
did we mention that?
Yeah, it should be OP.
Well, she's just too overpowered, so they can't even like have her in the episode. Otherwise, it's gonna end like quickly. So
she's kind of.
What about
Marvel's
the Joker?
Superman.
Joker is DC.
That's why I said expanding outside of Marvel. Just talking about superheroes in general.
Well, he's just a guy.
He's
just a guy, though.
Yeah, but he's like, I don't know.
Just be shuffling around
with the laughing gas.
Yeah, but I think human zombies are just gonna be like shuffling around. Like Iron Man's like not really human. He's just like so smart. He's like a suit, but I don't know.
Wouldn't it if he stayed in his suit, didn't pop open his helmet or anything, the zombies couldn't bite him?
Exactly. How? Of course, Tony Stark is Tony Stark, so he's like, he's dumb enough to give a terrorist his address on live TV. He's dumb enough to open up his helmet during a zombie apocalypse and get like infected.
Didn't he basically backslap a tank shell coming at him one time?
Yeah, that was good. That was fun.
The last good Iron Man movie.
Whatever. The Hulkbuster scene was awesome.
The whole what?
Oh man,
that's
one of my favorites.
But that wasn't Iron Man, was it? Was that Iron Man?
It was Avengers.
No, that was the first Avengers.
No, that was the second
Age
one.
of Ultron's.
Or second one,
which is like usually regarded as the worst Avengers movie, but it's still pretty good. I like that scene.
It's got some.
It's still good. It's just got some stiff competition. It's like how in the Dark Knight trilogy, Dark Knight Rises is considered like the worst movie. But I mean, it's still a good movie. It's just
I guess when you're comparing them,
competition, exactly
makes it look smaller.
Yeah, it's just kind of like it's just a bunch of killer robots. It's kind of boring after a while. Yeah, so that was a good episode. I thought the highlights, the standouts were definitely Hulk, Wasp was good. Scott Lang was also cool. It was good. I really like that you're getting the voice actors from the movies to voice these things.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
So, but yeah, I have no idea what's going to come next because I think the trailers already showed everything we've already seen. So I'm interested. That's what I like about the show. It's sort of like Rick and Morty. I don't know what's going to happen, so it's fun going in fresh.
Right. I wish they wouldn't reveal the title at first. Like What If episode 6, and then they revealed it later on, or I don't know. But
I'm going to try to avoid it when I watch it on Wednesday. So. But yeah, I think after What If is done, I think Hawkeye's coming out later this year, and I'm really looking forward to that because I think the Kingpin might return or make his MCU debut, and that. And
now, if it's Netflix Kingpin, I will show up for Hawkeye.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Vincent D'Onofrio, I think, is supposed to show up.
Yeah, he is such an amazing actor, and he's so good as the Kingpin. Like, just a captivating role, like just a phenomenal performance by him, I think, in my opinion. So I would definitely show up like front and center for Hawkeye if he was going to be the main villain.
Well, I don't think he's going to be the main villain. I think he's just going to like make an appearance and just like set him up for future appearances.
Then I will be upset.
I think
but I'll still watch because we have a podcast about it.
I think it's based off the Matt Fraction run, where he's like basically like he moves into this apartment building in Brooklyn and like it gets taken over it gets like roughed up by Russian mob and he has to fight off the mob. So I think
I don't want to piece that story. I want the whole thing.
Okay.
Get it?
But yeah, we'll see. Okay, that's really all I had for What If. Any other closing thoughts? I think they definitely showcase Spider-Man a lot. I didn't really like his mask was off the entire time. That seemed like I guess he doesn't really need it, but it's like it's Spider-Man. He has to have the mask.
What do you think about him?
I guess after the apocalypse,
I want to say ripping off Zombieland, but he also did the tutorial videos in one of his movies, so I guess he's not really ripping off Zombieland.
Well, yeah, he did the vlog,
the rules.
Oh,
He had like the tutorial or whatever,
Yeah,
like
that's
rule
true.
1,
I
rule
didn't think
2,
about that.
hygiene, shoot for the head.
But the vlog was sort of based off of what he did in Homecoming, because like he basically like filmed himself fighting, Giant Man in the Avengers in the airport. But yeah, speaking of Zombieland, then think about it, that movie had a really stupid ending. Like those two girls go to the fair and they turn on the rides and then they attract zombies. Like what the fuck did they think was going to happen? And they're trying they're trying to showcase these two girls as like smart and smarter than the dudes, but they go to like an amusement park and start like turning all these machines and like, what do you know? A bunch of zombies show up.
Have you watched horror movies?
That was funny. Wasn't it to lure them though?
No, I just want her to be a child again for a day. That was like the stupid excuse they came up and it's like, oh wait, they're surrounded by zombies, which was like, of course would happen.
Well, no, that's just called Darwinism.
I think it was just like bad writing.
Yeah,
and it goes against what the character they just tried to like showcase these two girls.
Forced because it was a fun ending, and they're like, how do we get to this fun ending? And then they work their way backwards, so it's not organic.
Yeah, they just wrote themselves in quarter. But yeah, that ending just sort of like makes me mad. But I never even saw the Zombieland sequel, so I heard that wasn't that great either. So let's move on to the Rick and Morty finale. I know Robbie probably doesn't care about this that much, but let's just try to truck through.
Yeah, Rob. Do you mind if we talk about Rick and Morty for a minute? Is that okay with you, Rob?
Can you do us this favor?
Yeah.
Only
cool.
time. This is the only time we'll do it. Yes, this is
really Rick and Morty, 60 seasons, 100 episodes, 90 years. You and me, we're talking about Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
It was like I sell it.
You said it was like an hour-long special, but it's really like just 2 episodes.
Yeah, they just put 2 episodes together.
So the first episode was the crows. And
I heard an interesting theory that they put the 2 episodes together because they didn't want like a huge, massive fan backlash after. Like if they separate the episodes in episode 9, crows. Yeah, it would be like, what the hell? Like he's spinning off
2 crows.
Yeah, people would lose their damn mind because as
great as Rick and Morty
is,
that great, but
it's awful.
But I saw what they were leading up to.
2 Crows remind me of the
yeah, because 2 Crows was just the whole breakup side of things.
Yeah,
and then the next episode was them kind of getting back together, figuring things out.
Yeah,
I guess Rick is discovering empathy.
Yeah, well, they already did like a bird episode where like with the turkeys that become intelligent, so it just seemed kind of redundant with the crows to me a little bit. But that was kind of funny.
The turkeys one was so random.
He was like, you think I'm worthless, Rick? He's like, no, I don't. I just said you're worth 2 crows.
Right.
I didn't say 3.
So basically, like, the crows are become intelligent, and like when they ascend, they're just like bird quaaludes.
Damn, like, and he gives them his portal gun too.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's basically.
And then you got 40 Morty.
What was the subplot with the crazy guy? I guess, did he know Rick, or like it was sort of left ambiguous?
He drank at the same bar.
I didn't really get exactly.
So he drank at the same bar as Rick and followed Rick home one night after drinking to try to steal his portal gun.
Yeah, and he thought it might be the start to his life, and then he got that.
Right, he got some goo on him.
Yeah,
then,
I guess
like he couldn't live. Well, he said he couldn't live up to like being rejected by the smartest man in the universe, so he was in the insane asylum. I don't think they ever explained exactly why he was in there. Besides, he was crazy.
Yeah, I think the idea was like the original idea was like he was like the former sidekick of Rick, and he basically just got like dumped by Rick, and he went crazy. But I think he just wound up being he was just like some random guy who stumbled upon Rick's portal gun and got some on his thigh. So, but yeah, I didn't think it was a very strong subplot. But I guess
God, and how he took his
hand
I don't know, but
off. Part of that was like the reason why I love Rick and Morty so much. Like it's so because it can do anything it wants to, and it's so not limited by expectations, and it's so creative. Because like in the scene, like when they're escaping from the psychiatric hospital, and they're fighting, and like the guy sticks like a broom through his thigh, and it comes out of Morty's hand.
Yeah,
that's clever.
Like
and like you're not going to see that on any other show, right? And Portal Boys, like I think Portal Boys pretty much sums up why Rick and Morty.
It was kind of cool, all the random moves they did.
I thought it was also strange.
The subplot might have been not so great, but the meat inside of it was nom 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 delicious.
Yeah.
Oh
So-
yeah, everybody was really looking forward to Evil Morty showing up.
Yeah.
And boy, did he.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
They said that the second he reveals he's evil.
We're outta here.
He wasn't even in season 4, was he? He was just like in season 3, that one episode where he and Morty are cops, right? Or he and Rick are cops.
I mean, he showed up twice. He showed up in the
I don't
first
think
season,
that
the
was-
third season, and
Evil Morty. I think that was
Well,
just some other Morty.
last time we
the
saw
campaign
Morty,
episode.
I don't remember. I just remember last time we saw him,
Oh.
it was like he was like in the Citadel with the episode with the 2 cops. One's Morty cop and one's Rick cop. I think it was last time we saw Evil Morty.
Mhm.
But
Yeah,
I
that's correct.
I didn't really get the twist in the finale. So basically, like, you know, we knew Rick's family was killed by another Rick. He's hunting down the Rick, and I thought we already knew that though. So I didn't really understand the twist.
So
Basically,
we saw that in season 3, episode 1, the season premiere of season 3. But he then came out afterwards and said, "I made all that up." And so it turns out it's just confirmed that he didn't make it up, and that's what actually happened.
Yeah, and that's why he said it was like, yeah, now everybody can shut up about it.
Oh, I thought
just
his
totally
family.
breaking the fourth wall.
I thought his family was killed though. That's what I always thought, and it's just confirmed.
Well,
what I already
basically,
thought.
his wife,
His wife
and daughter
and
died.
daughter.
Basically he tried to get revenge, finding the Rick who dropped the bomb in there through the portal,
Yeah.
and that's what kind of drove him crazy, and he became like an alcoholic.
Well, we already knew that. That's my point. Like, I didn't learn anything from that finale. Like, that's like we basically just.
No, I
like,
agree.
No one was sure.
I
was
was
just
sure
confirmed.
Because
because
he kept
they showed
denying
it.
it. But yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't really think it was a twist.
Well, exactly.
but-
That happened
I
to.
think you
Well,
can
and
tell-
also what Evil Morty did. That's leading up to another thing that how basically he knocked out Rick's power of the multi dimensions, took all the portal fluid and knocked out all his backups and all the other dimensions of Rick's.
Well, we basically found
Yeah.
a universe where Rick is not the smartest man in the universe.
Well,
So
did
that's
you
actually-
see
I
what they
mean-
were doing? How they were like basically at a Morty farm.
Yeah, but we already saw that,
growing him
though.
like the Matrix and stuff.
But
Yeah, we
I
saw it
think
in that episode.
the third one, the third season one.
I think what it was doing was wrapping everything up nicely in a bow
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
the writer's perspective. I think they're
Yeah,
just
it's just-
frustrated at how many, like, imagine how many tweets they get a day asking about Rick and Morty stuff.
Yeah.
And like, you can hear the frustration coming from like the writers, like when Rick says like, "All right, now everyone
Like,
shut up.
shut up.
Like,
Oh yeah,
you
it's
guys
like,
can't figure this out."
Yeah, because they're
I'm gonna
just
spell it
basically
all out
throwing
for
it
you.
out there.
they
that,
don't
hey,
like. I
this
think
We're not even
official.
going to waste dialogue.
the writers don't like doing continuity episodes, is what I think. They like doing the standalone episodes more. But they have,
100%.
like,
And
they
plus,
have-
fiscally, it makes more sense. For
Yeah, and they-
syndication purposes, you make more money
Oh yeah,
in
yeah, 'cause they can
sitcoms
show
than
up
you
whenever.
do. Exactly.
But the finale had to be like a continuity episode because they sort of like set themselves up. But yeah, I think they probably won't even bring up Evil Morty again until maybe like the season finale of the next season. It
But
seems.
yeah,
I don't know.
Did you get? But
Everything.
did you get how he was taking out basically his whole power?
Well, he still has the portal
Of
gun.
all the
It's just he just escaped the.
He can't
the
portal. He can't teleport anywhere now.
They're
though.
out. They're out of
Rick,
portal.
they did portal though. They portaled out of there. I think.
Oh, at the end of the episode,
Evil
he's
Morty
left.
portaled out of there with like some different
Well, he
yellow
went
one
through-
that he.
Yeah, but I think
Yeah,
Rick still has the green
that's
one though.
No,
yeah,
he
but
threw
no
his portal gun.
fluid though. They emptied
Yeah,
all
he
the
is- he
fluid
has no
out.
fluid.
He can't
He
portal
feels
anywhere.
bad, like
He's
Skywalker.
Oh, okay. Well, you can probably.
and did you see how like they had that backup plan where they die, they go to another dimension in like a clone form, but he had all those backups that just ground him up like a blender.
Yeah.
Yeah, a field done to break the
Yeah, so
the
basically he's
divide.
breaking the cycle of all the Ricks.
I think they'll
I
find a
mean,
way to
that
bring the
makes
portal
sense.
gun back, which is kind of weird because like,
Of
why does
course.
he need a spaceship if he has a portal gun anyway?
And that's another reason why they
Portal's out.
wanted him to join them, basically.
I remember
killed-
the fluid was
Kill
tainted.
them as a trigger.
yeah. Well, I'm interested to see what the golden portal stuff goes to, or the universes where Rick is not the smartest man
Oh,
in the
it
universe.
kind of it's kind of like Doctor Strange's What If episode where it's like no matter what he does, that she always dies.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
though, like, he found a universe where Beth is alive, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so,
But
yeah,
not his wife.
So I'm
Yeah, but I think like it makes sense with like with the curve or whatever, right? Because if there's infinite universes, how can Rick be the smartest person in every universe?
Yep.
So I really
He
like how
seemed
the
to have
writers
been
like
some kind of link, and that was why
That's
Evil
what the-
Morty was
well,
seeking
no, what he
out.
did. What he did was he made like all the green portals just took them to universes where Rick was the smartest person.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So
Yeah.
he did, that was,
So
that
I
was
have
the
the
that
infinite
one.
universe.
He's not this.
But Morty broke the finite curve and was able to get outside that chain that Rick created. So I did like that aspect of it. And I'm glad they actually went back to it and gave Evil Morty purpose. So, but yeah.
Well, I guess that takes out all
Now-
the random other Ricks.
I was gonna say 99% of the Ricks are. So like, is our Rick the last Rick until
No, there's
a
still some
couple
Rick- I think-
seasons when he stumbles
I think
upon
there's some
other
Ricks.
Ricks?
I think there were still some
That
Ricks
takes-
left.
Takes out a lot of his backup plan. Oh yeah, there's all those like Gremlin Ricks. We also
Oh
don't
yeah,
the
that's
Gremlin
what I want to
Mortys.
really
see.
see how he got out of there.
They were the Gremlin Mortys. I don't think there were any Gremlin.
Or Mortys, not
Yeah.
Ricks. Yeah, bunch of Mortys.
Yeah.
Or they turn to minions.
What did you all think of the anime opening with the crow?
was great.
That was funny.
Fantastic.
And he had to cut
Maybe
down.
he's taking the
crows.
sword out to surrender. Wow.
He's like, Morty, I gotta
Blam,
go.
blam.
I'm just obsessed with crows right now.
I think another
and then
thing
he
this
just kinda
episode
cuts him off.
revealed is that Rick and Morty are two different people. Because he took an aging serum, and like that's what Morty looks like when he's 40. So he doesn't grow up to look like Rick. So I think that confirms the theory, or disproves the theory that Rick and Morty are the same people.
Okay. Well, I never thought that, but I don't know. I'm sure they probably just ignore most theories. They just want to they just want to do their own thing. I think they just want to do the standalone episodes and do occasional continuity episodes at the beginning and ending of the seasons.
Yeah,
maybe
this
in the
was
mid-season.
the shut up here. Here's the facts.
Here's
Episode.
here's a canon episode. So
And here's no interdimensional cable.
so it'll be a great 2 years till the next one. But
Oh yeah.
maybe a year and a half. I don't know. I think the show is so high in demand, they'll probably pay them and get more writers in the room. I think with
I
Venture
hope
Brothers,
they take their time. Because
Well,
this
with
was,
Venture-
I would say, the weakest season and the fastest season the fastest turnaround
I
we've
think
had season.
I
to
like
season.
this one more than last season. I think I like this season. I think there were a lot of episodes I liked more than episodes in season 4. I thought the finale was way
It was
better
definitely
than
a great
season 4's
season.
finale.
Yeah, I
I
agree
didn't
with
really-
that.
So
Yeah, Clone Death.
yeah, it's interesting because the other show I like, Adventure Brothers, they only had 2 writers. That's why it took them 2 years to come out with a new season.
Man,
but I think
would that
kind
of drive you crazy though? That you can see all these different versions of your family, but none of them are going to be your original family.
well, anyway,
I'd probably drink.
as I was saying, Venture Brothers, they only had 2 writers, but they had to get the animation done in Korea, so that's why it took so long. But I think in Rick and Morty's case, they have a much bigger writers' room. They have a lot more demand for that show, so I think we'll probably get this not in 2 years. But at least Venture Brothers is getting a movie to wrap things up because I think the last season ended on a cliffhanger. So hopefully, I wish they would just give him another season, but it wasn't as popular as Rick and Morty, so they're just gonna get a movie to wrap things up, as is Death Clock or Metalocalypse. So
And maybe Community.
that is
Joe
not also-
McHale said that it's in the talks. It's in the
Okay.
works.
Well, if you enjoy that, I shan't be watching it because I think I only saw a few episodes. I only saw a few episodes of season 1 of Community. I was like, it's okay, it's fine, I get it, but I'm not going to keep watching. I just didn't really find Joel McHale that funny or
Yeah.
engaging. But I guess I think Donald Glover and the Indian dude are sort of the standouts of that show.
Yeah, Troy
Troy
and Ovid in the morning.
So, yeah. Let's talk about these video game trailers real quick and we'll wrap this up. Unless y'all saw Shang-Chi. Well, you didn't see Shang-Chi Major. Did you watch it, Robbie?
I didn't see it.
No.
Okay, well, let's
Dyed
talk
my
about
wife's hair instead. That was its own drama.
Yeah,
little
it's
less
kind of
fighting,
hard
I'm
for
sure.
me because, especially when it's just in the theaters, I'd end up paying more for a lift ride over there than the ticket.
Probably
And then the
probably
movie
$8.
ticket, yeah.
Oh no! You'd probably get there under $10.
Yeah, what about coming back too? That's $20.
Okay.
You just stay in the theater all day.
It's not like a one
watch 4
yeah.
movies at once.
You can probably do like
But anyway,
there's like a monthly payment plan Uber does. Like you can pay maybe like $20 a month. You get unlimited rides or something like that. I don't know. Maybe not that. All right. Well, let's talk about these video game trailers real quick. Let's talk about
what would make it easier for you, Robbie, is if you could shoot webs and sling tall buildings to get to the movies.
If only I had tall buildings around me.
In Mooresville, all the tall buildings in Mooresville. That's kind of funny.
2-story buildings.
Yeah, I think in like Homecoming, like that was a problem because he was in Queens and there's no tall buildings in Queens, so he couldn't.
Oh yeah, he was running through everybody's backyards.
Yeah,
there's that like 20-year-old joke about Spider-Man being like the worst superhero if he was out in Kansas or whatever.
Oh yeah,
he would just be like swinging from corn stalks, like there's nothing to swing on.
Yeah, but yeah,
Spider-Man got that new one that Tony Stark made for him.
The arms
that might have something in him.
Which made an appearance,
or at least help him run really much faster.
Yeah,
he's
got those 8 legs for the auto kill mode. You can probably just use those to run while he eats a sandwich.
Yeah, that was Warp Zone made a video about that. Like Spider-Man, like literally killed all those things with his arms in the Endgame movie, and he seriously like killed them, even though like they're aliens. He still like murdered them. Stabbing them. Yeah. But let's talk about the Spider-Man 2 trailer for the PlayStation PS5. So
looks awesome.
Yeah, so I think it had a voiceover from Kraven the Hunter. And it's very much Kraven's last hunt. He's like, I'm looking for my equal. And, will you finally give me what I've always desired? So it's kind of cool, but we didn't actually see Kraven. We saw Venom, which is like, okay, but definitely a teaser trailer. So I imagine you're going to be able to co-op as Miles and Peter, or I think the story is going to switch from Miles to Peter, where the campaign you're going to be half of it, you're going to be Peter, the other half you're going to be Miles. And I guess
I'm okay with that as long as there's an online co-op mode where you can do the campaign playing with your buddy as both.
I don't know how you can do that in open world though. Because I think
that's their job. They'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll see. But I haven't played the Miles Morales game yet. I played the first Spider-Man that Insomniac did, and I really liked it. And the ending of that game is sort of teased Venom, but I think it's going to be Harry instead of Eddie Brock. And I'm guessing they're not going to do the version where Peter comes into contact with the symbiote first, and then it grafts on to somebody else to become Venom. It's going to be like, I think, Venom from the get-go, it seems. But
Sonyverse Venom.
But we'll see. Yeah, I really liked the first game, so I'm really looking forward to this one. Hopefully I can afford a PS5 by then.
Hopefully you can find one by then.
I probably can. I'm just going to have to spend like $800 on it.
God, somebody's saying like that chip short's going to go into 2022, maybe 2023.
Well, luckily this game
it's expected to last more than a year.
Luckily this game isn't coming out till 2023 though.
Yeah.
Right.
It said so, got time. And I think same thing with the Suicide Squad game. That's not coming out until 2023 either. And the trailer came out like a year ago. So yeah, video games take a long ass time. So
how long have we been talking about Halo Infinite?
Maybe those
it's finally
new graphics cards will go down.
I applied for another job there.
Good.
As program manager.
To 343.
Be the change you want to see. If they ruin your childhood game, you become old enough to work there and fix it.
Well, they didn't ruin the multiplayer. They just ruined this campaign and the story, because it had a pretty definite ending after Halo 3.
Well, who plays Halo for that?
Yeah.
Not me. Not since Halo 3.
Campaign.
Yeah. I mean, the first couple were fun. And I don't think this new one, the multiplayer is free, right? Like the whole game with the campaign, you have to pay for that. But like the multiplayer is free. They're taking like a Call of Duty approach.
They're bringing it out separately. Yeah.
Interesting.
I think the campaign I'm not sure how that's going to work, but I know the multiplayer is free.
So let's talk about the Wolverine trailer real quick. This was just an announcement trailer. It didn't really feature any gameplay. So that means it's probably not going to come out like 2024, I imagine.
Long ways away. Lots of development.
But yeah, I'm looking
What
forward
does this
to
mean for the movie, though? Does this mean we're not going to see Wolverine in a movie anytime soon?
What's cool about the Insomniac games is that they're not tied to any films. They're just very much their own separate entities, like the Arkham games.
Okay,
so that's why I like
that's
about
good.
them. So they pretty much have like free reign to do whatever they want with them. Like they can include their own characters.
Was that the people who made that terrible Avengers game that you were talking about?
That's Square Enix. Although
Okay.
the Guardians of the Galaxy game does look interesting, although you can only play as Star-Lord for some reason.
I am Groot.
Yeah, you can't play as Groot or Rocket or Drax.
I am not Groot.
Yeah. Nope, you're just Groot's an NPC. So, yeah, I don't know how that's going to turn out. The Avengers game was a big letdown. We'll see how this goes. But yeah, let's talk about Wolverine. So, trailer was just like Wolverine in a bar, and some guy was about to attack him and his claws come out. So,
yeah, graphics
very
are
much
good, but so did, StarCraft graphics in 1995.
Yeah. So, but the theory is this game takes place in the 70s. So it's basically going to be like what the X-Men Origins Wolverine movie should have been. So it might go over his origin again, because there's the theory that it's in the 70s is because like if you look on the cash register, it says $19.74, and that was the year Wolverine was created, and the year before he joined the X-Men in 1975, giant-sized X-Men. So it would be very cool if and then plus you don't have to worry about like it tying into Spider-Man or the any other Insomniac game. So it has pretty much free reign to do that. So, but yeah.
Now, what if this is the origin for Wolverine, and then we get him in the MCU? Like we get him in the movies, and we just hit the ground running. No origin story. Like his origin story is told in this video game.
I think with Spider-Man they're not going to do the origin again with Wolverine.
No, not Spider-Man.
Like
Wolverine.
Like Spider-Man, they're not going to do the origin again in the MCU. They're just going to the basics.
Hit the ground running.
Here's a character. We'll vaguely mention it, but we're just going to here's a character. You already know the backstory. We're just going to move forward from that. So, But yeah, so hopefully we see, if it takes place in the 70s, it takes place during his origin or whatever. We'll probably feature like Weapon X program, Sabretooth, and the other, maybe Deadpool. I think it'd be a mistake to have a Wolverine game and not use Deadpool because like they're so connected. So yeah, I'm very optimistic about this. And I guess the final video game we can talk about, unless you have any final thoughts on Wolverine, is God of War, Ragnarok.
Oh yeah,
and looks even.
Oh, and
better.
Besides that, we should talk about mention that Matrix trailer.
We'll do that. We'll do that after this.
Yeah, after God of War.
So, so looks a lot like the first game. that's sort of my impression from it. It's definitely a continuation of the first game. It looks just like the first game. So if you like the first game, I think you'll like this one too. So I didn't really see anything.
Play those. I haven't even played the series.
I started playing it when I borrowed your your PlayStation to play Spider-Man, but I never finished.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's like basically like Kratos is.
Oh yeah, I saw it was on my PlayStation and I actually started a game.
Yeah,
but I didn't go back to it.
Yeah, so like Kratos is a beard now; he's a dad now, and I guess his son's Loki. Spoiler. But it's interesting because these games are like showcasing, at least the first one showcased all the gods that weren't in the MCU movies, like Baldur. And I think there was like Magdi and Modai. So, but I think like Odin and Thor are going to be the next one. But we're going to see Tyr, who really wasn't, and also Freya, who I don't think was in the MCU movies. We're seeing all these Norse gods we didn't see in the Marvel. So I think it's interesting. But that means it's going to be like closer to actual Norse mythology. So we're seeing, these characters.
Which is what I'd expect.
Yeah, it's just interesting. Like it's cool because the Marvel version should not be the end all be all versions.
Absolutely.
for the public eye. There's these are public domain characters, so you can see different versions of them in different media. So, but yeah, it's nice to see Thor as a redhead, which is what he's always been like in the mythology.
Right.
And I think like it's only in the comics where he's
historically
blonde.
accurate Thor.
Oh yeah. Historically, yeah. Mythology accurate, I guess technically.
And then they saw him in Avengers with that belly.
Yeah, I think he's going to look more like a strong man though in this one. And I
Yeah.
think and Balder in the first one was more like a lean brawler. You would see maybe like an Irish pub. So it's interesting because most of the villains in the original God of War games, the Greek gods are like all muscular and toned, and Balder's the shrimp, but he's still really tough. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I need to finish the first game though.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
I need to play The Witcher.
Oh yeah, I started that. I think I got stuck at some point, and I would have had to go back a long way, so I never finished it.
I played
yeah, people love
Splitgate with Spencer, and interesting. It was just a complete knockoff of Halo with portals.
Huh.
Yeah, the whole shooting through portals thing sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, but
The
I
only
feel
thing
like
is you gotta get them set up right.
really, you have to go super try hard to get good at it, to use it smart, second nature almost.
Like they show it off in the trailer.
Exactly right. I'm doing that in Rocket League right now. You could just play casually and suck, but I'm trying really hard to get really good at it. So I understand more so now how much time it takes to grind to get amazing at a game. Just imagine if we played Halo 3 hours a day practicing headshots.
Yeah.
We'd be so good. That's super sweaty. And I imagine that's exactly the kind of sweat you'd have to put into this game.
Dude, on Steam they have this game called Aim Lab, and you can set it to specific game types, and they'll change the settings of it, and they'll basically train your aim with different
that's cool.
mini games.
Well, let's wrap this up. We'll talk about the Matrix Resurrections trailer, which
I remember seeing a teaser originally where they just show you the 2 pills, and you're like, "Oh, I know what that's for."
And the pills are heavily featured in this trailer.
Lots of symbolism.
So many blue pills.
And if you notice Neil Patrick,
and then he gives a red pill.
If you notice Neil Patrick Harris's glasses, the frames are blue, so it probably means that he's a program. The blue meaning you're trapped in the Matrix.
Pill. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what they actually call people who are still in the Matrix, right? Blue pills, I believe.
Something like that.
So basically there was a lot of heavy imagery. I think there was one scene in the trailer where this woman's reading Alice in Wonderland, and her glasses, the frames are red.
Oh yeah. How far down the looking glass glow.
But the Asian chick, who is actually the chick from Iron Fist, she has blue hair. So I'm wondering if that's symbolistic, or that she just wanted to have blue hair, because obviously she's a red pill, so but she has blue hair. But I don't know.
Now, are we about to get another dose of The Force Awakens?
What do you mean? You think she's going to replace Neo?
No, it's how The Force Awakens was almost beat for beat of A New Hope. Are we going to get too much of Matrix 1 and Matrix 4?
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure if this is going to justify itself as a sequel. Because I thought the Revolution had a pretty, definite ending. But my theory is that Neo did not die at the end of Revolutions. The machines plugged him back into the Matrix.
But Trinity died. She's definitely dead.
Maybe they found her body, because there's a scene where she's hooked up.
Yeah.
In the pod. So maybe they found her body. Mortis is young for some reason. So I'm wondering if because Neo. In the Reloaded, they said that Neo kept getting resurrected, over and over again, and the one was just a method of control to give the humans hope that they can defeat the machines. But he's really just a puppet, although he actually can fight the Matrix stuff. So I'm wondering if this is a prequel, because Morpheus is young. So how is that
possible? And it seemed like they were. Yeah, going back to the first movie.
So obviously, there's some time travel shenanigans going on here.
Well, it seemed, what I got out of it was, it seemed like they're trying to talk him out, that everything he saw in the past movies didn't happen.
Yeah,
and that was why he said, but it seemed so real.
Yeah, you see the Matrix is playing in the background like a television, so it seems like the Matrix inside the Matrix is a movie property.
Yeah, so I'm thinking
is Keanu Reeves in that version of the Matrix, or Thomas Anderson, whoever his act, what I'm trying to say.
He calls him Thomas Anderson. So my theory
so is Thomas
that
Anderson the actor in the Matrix trilogy movies or the Matrix movie we see on the television set?
It didn't seem to straight up tell you unless I just missed some things.
Yeah. I mean,
I'd
I
be
have no
really
idea.
excited for this if it wasn't for like Speed Racer and Jupiter's Ascending, or Jupiter's Legacy. Although Jupiter's Ascending was Jupiter's Ascending. That's right. Jupiter's Legacy is that terrible Netflix show we watched.
I'm just
anything
worried
with Jupiter in it.
Yeah, I'm just worried they're gonna have a really dumb explanation for why Trinity's alive.
Yeah.
And why Morpheus is young. Like, I don't really expect them to have a good reason for that, except like they just want to do a sequel. Lawrence Fishburne didn't want to come back. You know,
I think I read online that he
we're still
wasn't
doing the
asked
sequel.
to come back.
Oh, okay.
Like, they didn't reach out to Lawrence Fishburne to reprise his role.
And you got to remember,
Morpheus.
this is only one of the Wachowskis doing this. The other one,
Right.
is not. And they're also both ladies now.
But then at the very end, he was like, "Here we go, back to the Matrix.
Back to the Matrix.
Yeah, that's the guy from
Yeah, so it's like the whole start of his whole therapy session.
That's the guy from Mindhunter.
I really enjoy him.
Yeah, he's also, I think he played King George in Hamilton, or he was the original guy who played King George III in that show. So that's what he's known for. I just listened to it. I don't think I've actually seen the actual musical like on TV. I just listened to the soundtrack. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot
I'm really
of,
excited for Neil Patrick Harris. I think
there's
that's
a lot
He's
of gay
seemed great.
representation in this movie. Like Neil Patrick Harris and Jonathan Groff, they're both gay. So, you know, a lot of LGBTQ
I respect a
representation.
lot of representation.
Because, like, especially since the director is transgender. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not convinced this is going to be good because, like, the last two sequels weren't great. I know people like they have their merits, but you know, the first one's obviously a classic. I'll always love that one.
I highly recommend you going back and rewatching the trilogy, like Rob and I did. I think you'll find the second and third movies hold up a lot better than they did originally.
Like I said, they have their merits, and there's like some storytelling in them that I like, but I just think they're a little too overwrought. And I think the Wachowskis suffered from believing their own hype too much, which sometimes happens to directors when they have a very successful movie. They'll just come up like any idea I come up with is good because this movie was good.
Well,
so they don't.
I
really,
think any idea they came up with, they had to use because they were rushed to put the second and the third movie out. I mean, they filmed them back to back, and they came out within 6 months of each other, if I remember correctly.
It was very similar
of the Matrix, remember?
It was very similar to Pirates of the Caribbean, like I think at World's End, and the other one come back to back. So I don't like that. I like when movies are very much standalone. I mean, I like, you know, at least like Lord of the Rings, all three are one story, but it should be like the first one's one story and the two are like back to back stories.
Right, and Lord of the Rings had a trilogy of books, of wonderful, well-written books to go off of. It's not like they had to come up with their own creative content to be able to put in the second and third movies.
Had the basic script written.
Yeah.
Right. They had to figure out how they're going to shoot it, but they didn't figure out what they need to shoot.
Yeah. My overall, and I think like the last movie they've done, the Wachowskis, was Cloud Atlas, which was okay. It was interesting. They did it with like another director. It's an interesting movie. People didn't really seem to like it that much. I thought it was okay.
I didn't see it.
It's very interesting. It's like definitely six different stories, six different timelines. Like one's in like, you know, the 1700s, the other one's like in the distant future. So it's an interesting concept. It's based off a book too, but you know, I liked it. I didn't think it was awful. But we'll see. This could turn out being bad. This could turn out being okay. My instinct, my gut tells me it's not going to be good. But you know, I'd be happy to be wrong. So you know, we'll just see. I just think this is just a cash grab, honestly, on Warner Brothers' part. The same thing with Fantastic Beasts. They just want to keep recycling the same franchises over and over again.
Yeah, they know the hype's built up a little bit, and they want to.
They know people. They know people will at least go see this. So I you know, they'd be very wise to make this.
Yeah, because I'll probably go see it.
They'll be very wise.
I mean, Keanu Reeves is at the height of his popularity.
I'm not. Yeah. First of all, I'm not going. Yeah, because John
still
Wick
has that John Wick hair.
John Wick, the video game stuff that he's been doing, like everyone's. I mean, he's fantastic.
Well,
everyone's a really big fan of him right now.
Cyberpunk was not well received, though, was it? Wasn't it?
No, but that wasn't his fault. No one was like, "Oh,
it wasn't his fault."
A terrible voice actor.
But it's like, you know, you're tied to
that's what it was about.
Of a thing. Like, you know.
I do agree with that. That's a good point. Like Ja Rule and Fire Island or whatever.
But you're right. The John Wick film's been very successful. They definitely were a resurgence in his career. So, I wouldn't go by Cyberpunk as that's why everyone loves him.
I've been thinking about going back and playing Cyberpunk again because they've came out with a bunch of patches. I've been keeping up with their updates.
I know the Avengers game, they did a Black Panther expansion pack, but I'm just it was so bad. It's probably just you find a lot of aim robots. So, Tip, what did you think of the Matrix trailer?
Hello. Well,
Hello.
Hello.
I will use my imagination.
Hello.
Sound very distant.
Did you even watch it? Yeah.
Well, I'll pretend like I watched it. And I saw a lot of potential. Oh, no, wait, I did watch it. What am I talking about? I actually did watch it.
Tip blue pilled himself.
When Matt, no, I really did watch it. But Keanu Reeves is as beautiful as ever.
Yep.
He has matured like wine.
Yep.
And it also showed the young Morpheus, and I was a little disappointed that it wasn't the original dude.
Yeah.
But
No Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah, that's a shame.
Wait, Samuel L. Jackson was the original guy?
No, that's the joke. Everyone confuses Samuel L. Jackson with Lawrence Fishburne. So I said no Samuel L. Jackson. So.
Yeah. So I mean, it'll be good. The Matrix, the original movies were exceptional movies. I mean, they were really good. High
All three of them.
Value.
The reason that I like the Matrix so much is because they had that Powerade that was tied in with the Matrix movies, the green one, and they stopped making it, and I was really sad because I love that Powerade.
Well,
did any of y'all have the special Matrix Powerade back in the day?
No.
It was
what was
so
it?
weird.
Was it like gray looking?
No, it was like green, like the Matrix or the code.
That is so stupid.
I know, it's so weird. Like, of all the product placements, you go with Powerade.
They should have gone with Soylent. Matrix.
You go with the one that gives you the most money.
Yeah, I thought they can't really do kids meals because it's a rated R movie, but
That'd be funny if they were sleeping in Powerades in those pods. Like the pods were the liquid was Powerade.
The most gross
keeping them all alive.
Probably the most gross misuse of product placement ever. If that was the case.
Ever, right?
I'm watching The Sopranos, and there's so much product placement. It's ridiculous. Like Tony's holding a Dunkin' Donuts perfectly where you can see the logo. They're just eating McDonald's in the strip club one episode. It's just not even trying to be subtle about the product placement in that
just
show.
showing it off. Maybe that's how they could afford to pay their lead actor $2 million not to take that role in The Office.
I think it was $4 million.
Something like that.
So, Tip, will you see the Matrix Resurrections? Did it resurrect your interest in this franchise?
I will watch it if it's free.
It might be on HBO Max. Depends on how the Delta variant goes, but it would be very, very wise.
Shang-Chi comes up. Yeah, they said sometime in October you could stream it, but it'll be on Disney Plus.
Shang-Chi's doing very good, so I'm happy that Shang-Chi's doing well, just because I think it means that they're not going to delay any movies anymore.
I made the AMC share price go up $10 in the past couple days.
Yeah, so I'm glad that movie's doing well. So, but I guess
I got out of that.
Yeah, I guess we'll just talk about
As
that
you
when we
should.
go see it. So, but yeah, that's all I have for today. We're over an hour, so if we're gonna put this on YouTube, I gotta cut it off. But
you guys, I thought you guys were starting at 2.
No, we started.
Oh my god!
So. Don't worry, Tip. I
thought I thought they were at first too until I saw those messages they were sending.
Yeah. But yeah, this is our show, everybody. I'm Forrest, and I'll remember to notify y'all in future earlier.
I'm
Robbie.
Plan.
Just the tail.
Should we start that over?
We're all just a bunch of nuts. Okay.
He's not gonna edit it.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Right. Bye.